Welcome to Weather-weenies on a Friday afternoon, 3:30. It is July the 17th. I'm Alan Holt. We've got Dana Osgood and our intern, Christian Lee.
A very special guest.
Yeah. Well, we were talking yesterday, and Christian, you said that you were going to be visiting with family this weekend, and then you only had like couple weeks left.
I know, it's like coming down to what, almost a little less than a month left.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know, and
It's
I've
like-
been here all summer.
We got to get you on Weather Week because
Right.
the reason for it is you have an interest in weather.
I do, yes. I'm actually getting a certificate in weather forecasting, so I'm very excited about that.
And
Get a
from
little bit closer to the microphone.
Sure.
and so from where are you studying?
Oh, so I go to Temple
Okay,
University
yeah.
in Philadelphia, but I'm getting my certificate from Penn State, which I know Dana is an alum.
Yes, I am.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the classes so far. I will say it's kind of kicked me in the butt a little bit. I've been struggling in that curriculum,
Yeah.
but
Weather's hard, especially like you're doing it online too,
Yeah.
which is so much more difficult.
Yeah.
I did some online school during COVID, and that
Right.
was a time I didn't want to go back to.
no, it's not the easiest. I think that I've definitely needed some help
Yeah.
at some points, but
That's what we've been here
yeah.
for.
Yes, 100%. You know, coming from, like a journalism background, a reporter background into like a STEM background, it's kind of unfamiliar to me, but I'm very grateful to be able to do the certificate, and hopefully I'll be able to do some forecasting in the future.
Yeah, and you're on the the Weather Nerds show right
Yeah.
now. This is like the ultimate like STEM element in the room.
Well, I'm excited to learn.
Yes.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
So you had a fun week then. We had the bust, courtesy wildfire smoke on Tuesday?
Tuesday, yep.
And then an overperforming setup yesterday.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I was on weather coverage that night, and I felt like in my live hits, I kept saying, "Yeah, not really much happening right now."
Okay,
not really
yeah.
much
Yep.
happening right now. I actually went all the way out to Freiburg.
Oh, wow,
where that
okay.
was-
Oh, wow.
That was like the place that was supposed to have, I guess, the worst in
The best
Maine.
chance,
Yeah,
yeah,
the best
yeah.
chance, and still we only saw it for maybe like 20-25 minutes. It was
Yeah.
some lightning and thunder, some rain, and then that was really it.
Yeah, the wildfire smoke really that day just like
Yes.
put the kibosh on.
Yeah, we talked about it on, so Ryan and Christian talked about it on Weather Weenies on Tuesday a little bit, and then like we talked about it on Wednesday, and then
Yeah.
I was like, and once Alan comes in, we didn't do an episode yesterday, but I was like, we're gonna go back to that one again, being like, no,
Yeah.
well, which is like, it's good that we didn't see severe weather, but
Yes.
it was definitely the messaging and the expected performance of that storm system did not line up with reality versus the one yesterday. I was explaining to my friend earlier, feels a little bit of like a boy who cried wolf situation.
Yes.
We've had so many of these fronts that have had the potential for severe weather that have not performed, that going into this one, I was like, okay, there is some damaging wind potential, but it felt a little bit like the others. And then obviously that wasn't the case. We had a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings, a lot of wind damage, trees down. Even some people today still did not have power. So it was certainly a little bit of a big change from where we were earlier in the week, seeing that front come through and nothing happened.
Yeah, I feel like low probability, high impact outcomes, or like, if the forecast is a low chance, but the impact is significant, those are just really hard to communicate to
Yes.
like a general audience, because yes, the risk is low, but if you happen to come across a damaging storm, then the impact is severe,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word. Yeah.
Yeah, the severe thunderstorms.
Do I want to go there yet? Save it for Monday?
We'll save that one.
Or if we have time. Yeah.
Then I don't know what Christian will
Okay,
think
yeah.
about that.
There's no-
That's
yeah.
very nerdy
There's
what we're thinking about right
There's
now.
an interesting, just like it's about severe thunderstorms, the criteria, how the warnings have been coming out with the storms passing through. But I think, we'll save it for another episode.
Yes, I feel like we have
Yeah,
plenty
we
of
got
to
a lot,
talk
yeah,
about for
yeah.
today. So have you seen some of the wildfire smoke that's been out and
I was going
about.
to talk about that a little bit. My friends, so I'm from New Jersey. My friends go to school in Philadelphia, and so they've been sending me these photos where you can't even see, like, the visibility is so low.
Yeah, I mean,
really, really
looking down
surprised.
in New Jersey, just on this
Yeah,
map,
it's
you can
n-
see the,
it's not
the
great.
orange and red colors there. We've certainly. I mean, I remember it was actually right before I moved up to Maine, the like 2023, where like the New York City skyline was orange. And I was there. I am from New York, and I have photos at my horseback riding stable where the entire place is just orange. I remember feeling like I was breathing it in. Like, we didn't bring the horses outside that day. It was wild.
Yeah. This is thick. I mean, and we're not done with it. It's coming back.
No, it is coming back. So we like the orange color. That's when you start to say like, okay, now we're gonna feel it. And I mean, that does come back into Maine. So we're not getting into like the red and the purple colors that have had these super huge AQIs or the really, really bad air quality, but it's certainly going to be around. It's
Yeah.
going to be noticeable.
And we just saw the air quality alerts come out for New Hampshire for tomorrow. We're assuming that will get transferred over to Maine as well, just given the way it looks on the modeling. But they just
Oh,
did
okay.
that.
Yes. We were literally just
Yeah.
talking about before they started that I got the alert on my phone and I was like, oh, they issued the air quality alert. And then I looked closer and it was for New Hampshire.
But the 5 minutes between then and now.
Yeah, the time it took for me to get
Yeah.
up from the weather office and walk in here. But yeah, I mentioned very briefly, was it yesterday or the day before, that the National Weather Service does not issue air quality alerts in Maine. It's the DEP, Department of Environmental Protection. I believe in New Hampshire it's the EPA. They have different names sometimes depending on the state you're in. But the National Weather Service just publishes them. They don't actually make the decision to issue an air quality alert.
And so the takeaway would be if you've got like lung sensitivity, really young kids or elderly people that may have, just a deficiency with breathing, you want to take it easy for tomorrow because it could be unhealthy for those people.
Yeah.
Unhealthy for some.
I've read
Yeah,
that it's almost like a cigarette, like to go
It
outside.
can be,
It can
yeah,
be,
if you're out there for a long time. So limit the time outside if you're worried about it. But I don't think it's anything worse than what we saw Tuesday and the first half of Wednesday.
Yeah, we're going to be operating on a similar scale. I know areas like Washington, D.C., Chicago has like some of the worst air quality in
Michigan.
the world right now. Yeah, like Detroit,
insane.
Michigan.
Yeah.
So that is certainly something to think about. We're not going to get quite into the like code red, code purple that you see on this here, but it is certainly... You're gonna notice a little change.
Tickle in the
air.
throat.
Not freaking out, but keep your eye on it.
Yeah,
Something to be aware.
no
Just
need.
be aware,
no
yeah.
need to panic.
And with that, we've got a rain chance coming in tomorrow as well. Not necessarily severe, but a decent offering, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like you like Saturday evening, Saturday night could get some embedded thunderstorms, and they have a marginal risk out for New Hampshire for damaging wind gusts. So I don't think we'll have too many problems here in Maine, but there is that chance again for those like embedded thunderstorms, maybe between like 6 to 10.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be a surprise to see some lightning, hear some rumbles out there tomorrow
Yeah.
late afternoon and night. So
And we could use the rain at this point, even though it's not going to be substantial. I was talking to Alan in the weather office that none of these models showcased exactly what I had pictured in my head, which those are the ones that you can't really draw very easily.
this will happen a lot
yourself.
to you in your career, Christian.
Yes,
Thank you for
where
the warning. Thank you
You
for the
look-
warning.
like you have an idea, you're like, okay, this is how it's gonna play out, and then you're like, check the graph, check the hurt, check the NAM, check all of them, and you're like,
It didn't
I wish I could
exactly-
take like one element from each one. I'm like, I want the like lesser intensity that's shown on the graph, but I want like the coverage shown by the her. We don't have enough time for me to show you every element of what I want here. But I wanted to show here is that we could have some in those thunderstorms, pockets of heavier rainfall, maybe some isolated problems with drainage, but it's not going to be like a widespread rain event.
Yeah, it's like scattered passing stuff. Some people may get popped with a little more. Some people may get barely anything. That's just the
Yeah.
nature. I call them summer showers If you-
Yeah,
Some are
summer's
here,
down.
some are there, but they're not everywhere.
Hey, I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
And the opposite of that, perhaps coming in like Tuesday
That's the next one. Yeah.
Tuesday evening,
Tuesday
Tuesday
to
night into Wednesday. That looks like more substantial rain. But
Something to look at after the weekend, right?
yes, we'll talk more about
Yeah.
that after the weekend.
Sunday looks pretty good.
We've already hit 10 minutes. So,
We're wrapping it up here.
anything notable that you want to add for the weekend? We got the 7 day
For the
of.
weekend, so I'm actually not going to be here. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
you will
flying
be
back
away.
to New Jersey. So I haven't really looked into it, but
Yeah.
I know that there is. You said like there's some rain potentially coming in, but it's kind of reminding me of like earlier this week. Like I drove from Lewiston yesterday even, and like it was raining at some points. It wasn't raining at some points, so I just seemed like how you were saying summer here.
The scattered showers.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when you go down there, the air quality will be better
Oh, weekend home.
than it is
It's
now.
my mom's birthday, so it really has to be good.
Happy early birthday to
Happy
your mom.
birthday, yes.
Well, Sunday looks good here. Less smoke for us in Maine too. So,
Yeah, less smoke, less rain.
Yep.
Not too shabby. All right, weather-weenies at newcentermaine.com. If you have any emails you want to send to us, like Sabrina Carpenter, hopefully people will get that reference. Feel free to send them below. This episode will take you through the weekend, and I believe Alan and Ryan will be back on Monday.
Yep. We'll see you Monday.
All right,
Yep.
see you Monday.